Closets have been a source of fear and fascination in folklore ever since closets were invented, I'm going to assume, serving as portals to mysterious realms that harbor malevolent creatures. These creatures have haunted bedtime stories and nightmares for generations. So, join me, your host James, as I bring you the top 10 evil creatures hiding in your closet. And we're kicking off this list with the Butzemann. In the shadowy realms of German legend, there is the Butzemann. In some stories it appears almost like a goblin, and others it's entirely faceless, cloaked, and mysterious. It's basically the German version of the Boogeyman. Parents would warn their young ones that if they stayed up past their bedtime, the Butzemann would crawl out of their closet or from under the bed and snatch them away. The Butzemann has grown into a much more friendly creature over time though, now seen in children's books over in Germany and being most well known for a famous German ditty. It dances the Bye Bye Butzemann, or in German,
Es tanzt ein Bye Bye Butzemann.
I checked out the song actually. It's pretty catchy. If there were ever a Butzemann horror movie, I can imagine that a friendly children's song being played faintly in the distance as the Butzemann ominously crawls out of the closet would be pretty cool. And at number 9, we have the Closet Creature video. TikToker by the name of Damadios posted the next clip. So this guy's apartment seems to be housing some rather unruly supernatural entities. He's posted clips of his bathroom light turning off and on by itself, stuff falling out of his closet for no apparent reason, his closet door opening and closing, seemingly, you guessed it, on its own. Seems like a really disquieting place to live, and I feel bad for the guy. So I thought I'd raise awareness of his plight by sharing his harrowing story here. The clip we're showing you though is perhaps the most unsettling. Observe. In this video with the caption, "My closet opened and woke me up," you see our cameraman filming his apartment. It's obviously nighttime, the light is dim. Things look normal at first glance though, except for the fact that it looks like there's a 6-foot-tall shadow person leaning out of the closet, peeking out at him. That's not fun. I mean, it is for us, but not for him. Anyway, I hope he's alright. All the best, Dom. Number 8, Coco. The closet-dwelling monster is usually found in Spain and Portugal. There are many different names for it. Coca, Cuco, El Cuco. It's a ghost-like creature that watches over the youth from the closet or on rooftops. Those who misbehave, it eats alive, leaving no trace behind. It's a representation of the opposing force to the guardian angel, sometimes compared to the devil himself. In terms of its appearance, it takes many forms. Sometimes it's a formless shadow, at others it appears as a hairy beast. In some tales it even has lizard-like features, but in every instance it's said to be absolutely horrifying to look at, an unimaginably hideous beast. And our number 7 spot, we have Mokumokuren. Imagine sliding open your traditional shoji doors in ancient Japan and finding hundreds of eyes staring back at you. That's the stuff of nightmares, right? A Mokumokuren, literally translated to many eyes, is a yokai, a type of supernatural creature in Japanese mythology. These creatures are believed to inhabit old, neglected buildings, especially those with paper sliding doors, or shoji. And when these doors get old and tattered, they might develop small holes, and guess what? The Mokumokuren manifests in those holes, turning them into eyes, watching every move with an eerie, unblinking stare. Legend has it that these yokai are the spirits of the shoji paper, seeking revenge for the neglect and decay of the building they reside in. Imagine encountering a room full of these eyes, glowing in the darkness, the feeling of being constantly watched, even when you think you're alone. Next, we have a story that I'm going to call Mom. It was posted to Reddit by user BodyRepulsive8756. They were posting to a thread about first-hand paranormal encounters from under the bed or in the closet. They shared a story about something they encountered in a closet at a hospital. It goes as follows. I work in compliance and waste, and checking containers and waste and soiled utilities is normal. Today I was rounding with another person. It was just the two of us in the emergency department. Soiled closet. I was close to the wall and he was checking a Sharps container. I felt a strong breeze blow at my neck, enough to where it moved my hair. I looked up to see if the vent had kicked on, but thought it was odd. It was so directed and brief. I didn't think much of it. Then, between the two of us, I heard a very distinct "Mom?" It was loud enough that the other person said, "Was that you?" And I said, "No." They said, "Oh, I thought it might be your phone or something," and then proceeded to make jokes about me being called Mom since I have no kids. Forget about it again and moved on. After I left, I put it together and it was actually I was so overcome with emotion. It was the most bizarre thing. Also, those closets are heavy duty. There was hardly anyone in the ED. It's a small rural hospital. And that voice, it came from in the room. I've had other things happen throughout my lifetime. I'm in my late 30s, but often forget about them. And when people ask me if I believe in ghosts, I generally say no. However, I don't know. Next on the list we have Asgierr Ulfr. Now, this next story features a very real life monster, having hid in a closet all night before committing a disturbing crime. In 2018, Asgierr Ulfr took the life of his former roommate, Danielle Scar, in Apoka, Florida. Ulfr initially reported a home invasion at the Gina Court residence where he used to live, claiming to have discovered Scar dead and alleging an attack by an unknown assailant. But in truth, it was Ulfr who had committed the act. He'd become obsessed with her and was jealous that she was dating somebody else. He wanted to make it look like someone else had attacked her and that he came to her rescue, thinking this would cause her to fall in love with him. According to him, he didn't actually intend for her to die. Ulfr's sister informed authorities that he confessed to breaking into Scar's home, hiding in a closet overnight, and attacking her when she was alone. Ulfr bound Scar with duct tape, and despite her attempts to fight back, he fatally strangled her. Number 4, we have Secret. So this is another tale posted to Reddit, this one by Twisted Medic 2K. They wrote that when they were young, they lived in their grandparents' house. The room had a closet directly across from their bed, with bunk beds occupied by them and their brother. Every night for about a month, an unsettling nightly routine began taking place. The closet door would ominously creak open, waking up to a horrifying whisper that echoed in the room, uttering the word secret repeatedly. They were too scared to look at the source of the voice, but on the final night of these eerie occurrences, they summoned the courage to finally look, only to be met with a chilling sight, a single glowing red eye staring back at them. They sprinted to their uncle's room. Their uncle went to look and found nothing. There were no more issues after that, but the memory lingered. We're gonna change things up now with a game, the Closet Game. The Closet Game is a paranormal ritual that is said to summon a supernatural entity. In order to play this, you'll need a flashlight and a closet. This, of course, must be played at night. Start by turning off all the lights in the room and closing the blinds or curtains. Now get into the closet. Stand in the closet for 2 whole minutes. Do not move or make a sound. Once the 2 minutes have passed, hold your flashlight in front of you and say out loud, "Show me the light or leave me in darkness." If you begin to hear whispers, turn on your flashlight immediately. If you don't hear anything, just wait and do not turn around. After a few moments, open the closet door and step out, closing the door behind you, but make sure not to turn around and look. In fact, never look into your closet with the lights off again. You might see something looking back out at you. In its second place, we have the Boogeyman. Ah yes, the Boogeyman, the OG nightmare-inducing creature that generations of youth have feared. This classic Boogeyman is the stuff of childhood terror, and if you grew up believing in monsters, the closet was probably its favorite hiding spot, that and under the bed. Imagine you're all snug in bed, the room is dark except for the faint glow of the nightlight. Every creak and rustle becomes ominous to you, and that's when your imagination starts running wild. The Boogeyman, they say, is that shadowy, shape-shifting creature that sneaks into your room at night, ready to pounce if you dare peek into your closet. The legend of the Boogeyman isn't bound by geography or culture. It's a universal fear. In a way, the Boogeyman is everything on this list. He represents the dark demons of folklore to more modern things like Slender Man and Freddy Krueger. Every culture seems to have its version of this closet-dwelling terror. Parents used it as a cautionary tale warning that misbehavior or disobedience would invite the Boogeyman's wrath. The Boogeyman is the embodiment of our deepest fears. Fear of the dark, fear of the unknown, fear of things that go bump in the night. Even as adults, the idea of the Boogeyman in the closet taps into this primal fear we all share. So, next time you catch yourself hesitating before opening your closet door in the dark, just remember you may not actually be alone. Sleep tight. But before you go, at our number 1 spot, we're gonna finish things off with my very own story. My first-hand encounter with a closet entity. If you've watched this channel, and watched me on here, you know I have sleep paralysis. I've had many cases of it. This next story is the first time I ever had it, at least according to my memory. So I was maybe 13 or 14 at the time. and I woke up. Classic sleep paralysis symptoms. Couldn't move, but my eyes were open. And as I'm looking at my closet, I see what looks like what I can only describe as Little Red Riding Hood walk into my closet and then just stand there. Blank expression. Every time I look over, it's just still standing there. And meanwhile, this is the first time this has happened to me. I can't move. I don't know what the hell is going on. And I'm just like, what the... Anyway, that went on for what felt like way too long. Finally, I was able to move again, and I think I just went back to bed. But in the next morning, I recalled what happened, and I was like, that was not a normal dream. That is, I've had nightmares before. That is not like anything I've ever experienced, but I saw my room. It was clear. But then that, what is going on there? And the only strange thing is my closet was actually open, and there was a red coat hanging in the closet. The strange part is I would have never gone to bed with my closet door open. No way. I do not like having stuff open, doors, anything, gotta be closed. Anyway, I didn't even know it was sleep paralysis at the time, but eventually I figured out what it was. I mean, how do you Google something like that? Oh, couldn't move, saw Little Red Riding Hood in my closet. With all that said, I'm your host, James, and I'll catch you, yes, you specifically, in the next video.